The emergency alarm blared through Repair Station Beta 7, its deep sound echoing off the metal walls. Red lights flashed in the corridors as Captain Tom Richards sprinted toward the main control room. His boots made heavy sounds against the floor, and his breath came out in quick puffs. "What's the situation?" he asked, bursting through the door. The control room staff stood frozen, their eyes fixed on the main screen. Tom followed their gaze and felt his own jaw drop. Through the massive window, a crystalline ship hung in space. It was huge, at least 3 times the size of the largest human vessels. The strange ship's surface sparkled like diamonds, but pulses of blue energy rippled across its hull in an irregular pattern. Even Tom, with his 20 years of repair experience, had never seen anything like it. "Sir," said Jimmy, the young radar operator, "they're requesting emergency docking. Their systems are failing." His voice shook slightly. It's our first alien customer." Tom straightened his uniform and took a deep breath. Humanity had joined the Galactic Council just 6 months ago, but until now, no alien ships had chosen to use Earth's repair stations. Most species considered human technology too primitive to trust. "Open communications," Tom ordered, his voice steady despite his racing heart. The screen flickered to life, revealing a being that looked like it was made of living crystal. Light moved through its transparent body in complex patterns, and its voice came through the translator with a musical quality. "This is Captain Blue of the Stellar Wanderer," the alien said. "Our crystal drive is experiencing critical failures. We require immediate assistance." There was something like desperation in those glowing eyes. "We tried 3 other repair stations. None could help." Tom studied the readings flowing across his screen. The energy patterns were like nothing in their database, but he could see they were becoming more chaotic by the minute. "Permission to dock granted," Tom said firmly. "Proceed to Bay 4. We'll have our team ready." As the alien ship carefully maneuvered toward the docking bay, Tom called his best engineer. "Mike, get your team together. This is going to be interesting." The docking process took 20 tense minutes. The crystal ship's energy pulses interfered with their normal guidance systems, forcing them to guide it in manually. Tom watched from the observation deck as the massive vessel finally settled into place, its crystalline surface now flickering with dangerous-looking sparks. Captain Blue and 2 crew members emerged through their airlock. They moved with careful grace, their crystalline bodies catching the station's lights and throwing rainbow patterns on the walls. Despite their beauty, Tom could see signs of stress in their rapid color changes. "Thank you for accepting our request," Blue said, inclining their transparent head. "Our drive system is unlike anything you've encountered. It's powered by living crystals that respond to thought patterns. The other repair station's automated systems couldn't even begin to diagnose the problem." Mike Anderson, the lead engineer, was already scanning the ship with a handheld device. His weathered face scrunched up in concentration as he walked slowly around the access port. "Interesting," he muttered. "The energy flow patterns, they remind me of something." He looked up at Captain Blue. "Mind if we take a look at your backup systems too?" The alien captain's colors swirled in surprise. "The backup systems, but the problem is clearly with the main drive." "Maybe," Mike said, pulling tools from his belt. "But in my experience, sometimes the real problem isn't where you first look." Tom watched as his team began their work, their movements confident despite the alien technology. He noticed how they relied on their basic tools and careful observation, rather than rushing to plug everything into computers. It was the traditional human way. Hands-on, thorough, and willing to question initial assumptions. As he looked at the worried alien crew and his focused repair team, Tom had a feeling this repair job would change things for their station. He just didn't know yet how big that change would be. The real work was just beginning. Mike Anderson wiped sweat from his forehead as he studied the crystal ship's engine room. The walls pulsed with beautiful but worrying patterns of light. Captain Blue stood nearby, their crystalline body reflecting the unstable energies around them. "Your drive system is amazing," Mike said, running his hand scanner over a particularly bright section. "It's like the crystals are alive." "They are, in a way," Blue replied. "The crystals grow and respond to our thoughts. That's why automated repair systems can't fix them. They need understanding." Mike nodded, thinking hard. He'd been working on ships for 30 years, starting with old Earth cargo vessels. Something about the energy patterns looked familiar, but he couldn't quite place it. "Tell me about your backup systems again," he said, walking around the main crystal cluster. The alien computer displayed complex diagrams that Mike only partly understood, but he kept looking. "They're standard emergency units," Blue explained, their colors shifting to show confusion. "But they're not the problem. The drive crystals are failing." Mike pulled out his oldest tool, a simple magnetic resonance detector he'd used since his first job. As he swept it over the backup system's power lines, it made a strange humming sound. "Hey Tom," he called to his captain. "Remember that old Earth freighter from last month? The one with the weird power feedback?" Captain Tom Richards walked over, his face thoughtful. "The one where the backup generator was fighting with the main engine." "Exactly." Mike's eyes lit up. "Look at these readings. The backup systems aren't just sitting idle, they're actively running. And see these energy patterns." He pointed to swirling lights in the crystal matrix. "They're trying to fight each other." Blue's body flickered with surprise. "But our backup systems are completely separate from the main drive." "On paper, maybe," Mike said, pulling up more scans. "But these crystals respond to thoughts, right? I think they're picking up your crew's worry about failing. The backup systems sense that worry too, so they're trying to help. But instead of helping, they're creating a feedback loop." Tom leaned in closer. "Like two people trying to help someone up, but they're pulling in different directions." "Exactly." Mike grabbed his tools. "We don't need to fix the crystal drive. It's working fine. We just need to adjust the backup systems so they stop trying to help." The human repair team got to work. While alien stations would have tried to fix the crystal drive with complex algorithms and automated systems, Mike's team took a different approach. They carefully adjusted the backup system's power flow, using simple tools and watching how the crystals responded. "See." Mike pointed to the changing patterns. "The crystals are calming down already. Sometimes the simple solution is the best one." Captain Blue's colors shifted to bright patterns of amazement as the ship's energy stabilized. None of the other repair stations even looked at the backup systems. They all focused on the crystal drive because that's what their protocols said to do. Tom smiled. "That's the human difference. We don't just follow protocols. We look at the whole picture. Sometimes the problem isn't where you expect it to be." The repair took another hour to complete. Mike's team installed some basic feedback dampeners, simple devices that would prevent the backup systems from interfering with the crystal drive again. They used parts they already had, adapting them to work with the alien technology. As they finished up, Blue approached Mike. "Your methods are unusual. You barely used any advanced diagnostic tools, just simple scanners and basic parts." Mike patted his old magnetic resonance detector. "Fancy tools are nice, but they can't replace experience and common sense. Sometimes you need to step back and just look at how things work together." Tom watched as the crystal ship's crew ran their final checks. The energy patterns were now smooth and stable, flowing like calm water through the ship's systems. He felt proud of his team's work, but something told him this was just the beginning. "You know," he said to Mike, "I have a feeling word about this is going to spread." Mike nodded, packing up his tools. "Good. It's about time the galaxy learned that sometimes the best solutions come from keeping things simple." The crystal ship's engines hummed with healthy energy, proof that humanity's practical approach to problems could solve even the most advanced alien challenges. 2 weeks after fixing the crystal ship, Repair Station Beta 7 was busier than ever. Tom stood at his usual spot in the control room, watching 3 alien ships wait their turn to dock. Each one was different. One looked like flowing liquid metal, another seemed to be made of living wood, and the third glowed with purple plasma. Another busy day, Jimmy said from his radar station. Did you see the messages? 17 more ships are heading our way. Tom nodded, remembering Captain Blue's last words before leaving. Others will come. At the time, he hadn't realized just how right they would be. The station's main repair bay doors opened, and Kate Miller walked out, wiping grease from her hands. She had just finished fixing a problem that had stumped 5 different alien repair stations. The solution? A rubber band. And some creative thinking. How's our plasma drive friend doing? Tom asked, as Kate reached the control room. Fixed, she said with a grin. You know what the problem was. Their automatic repair system was too careful. It wouldn't let the plasma flow adjust naturally, kept trying to force it into perfect patterns. I just bypassed the computer and let the plasma find its own balance. Tom laughed. Simple solutions again. The aliens seem amazed every time we fix something without using advanced computers. Speaking of amazed aliens, Jimmy cut in. You should see what they're saying about us on the subspace channels. He pulled up several messages on the main screen. They were all from different alien ships, spreading the word about the human repair station. Incredible. They fixed our quantum stabilizer with basic tools. Their engineers solved in 2 hours what our best computers couldn't fix in 2 weeks. They think differently. They see problems in ways we never considered. Kate read the messages with pride. Just yesterday, she had repaired a complex alien engine using parts from an old Earth car. The alien captain had been shocked that such primitive technology could work with their advanced systems. Incoming emergency call, Jimmy announced. A new face appeared on the screen. An alien that looked like a collection of geometric shapes. Its voice came through filled with static. This is transport ship 447. Our main computer is failing. We tried the automated repair stations, but they couldn't help. We heard humans can fix the impossible. Tom straightened his uniform. What's your location? 2 hours from your position. Our systems are degrading fast. Can you help? Dock at Bay 3 when you arrive, Tom replied. We'll be ready. After the call ended, Kate was already checking her tools. Sounds like another impossible problem, she said with a smile. You know what I've noticed, Tom said, watching the current ships being repaired. Every alien repair station tries to use the most advanced solution possible, but sometimes the best answer is the simplest one. Through the window, they could see Mike teaching some alien engineers about his repair methods. The aliens looked confused as he explained how he used basic tools and careful observation instead of relying on computers for everything. It's not about having the fanciest technology, Kate said, sorting through her toolbox. It's about understanding how things work and not being afraid to try new ideas, or old ones. Tom watched as more ships appeared on the long-range scanners. Word was definitely spreading through the galaxy. Humanity's repair stations were becoming famous not for their advanced technology, but for their practical problem-solving skills. You better get some rest, he told Kate. Something tells me tomorrow's going to be even busier. Kate nodded, but her eyes were bright with excitement. Every new alien ship brought new challenges, new problems to solve. And with each success, humanity was proving that sometimes the best solutions didn't need fancy computers or advanced AI. As she headed off to her quarters, another emergency signal lit up the control room. The stream of ships needing human help was growing longer every day. Earth's repair stations were quickly becoming the go-to place for fixing the unfixable, one simple solution at a time. The emergency alarm on repair station Beta 7 screamed louder than ever before. Tom burst into the control room to find pure chaos. Every screen flashed red warnings, and the staff moved with urgent purpose. What's happening? He demanded. Jimmy's face was pale as he looked up from his station. Sir, it's the diplomatic vessel Star Unity. They're carrying representatives from 12 different species to the Galactic Council meeting. Their AI core is failing. Through the main window, Tom could see the massive ship. It was beautiful, a perfect blend of 12 different alien engineering styles. But now emergency lights flashed across its hull, and its movements seemed jerky and uncertain. Their main AI is corrupting itself, Kate reported, reading the incoming data. It's spreading to all ship systems. Life support is starting to fail. How many people on board? Tom asked, his throat tight. Over 300 diplomats and crew, Jimmy replied. Sir, 4 alien repair ships are already there. None of them can help. Tom watched as the alien repair vessels surrounded the Star Unity. Their automated systems tried again and again to fix the AI, but nothing worked. The corruption kept spreading. Star Unity to any station, a desperate voice called over the emergency channel. Our AI core is critically failing. Temperature controls are down. Hull integrity at 60% and falling. Please, we need help. Tom grabbed the comm. This is Repair Station Beta 7. Hold on, Star Unity. We're coming to you. Mike and Kate were already gathering their teams and equipment, but as they rushed to prepare, an alien repair ship captain appeared on the screen. This is Advanced Repair Vessel T9, the alien said. Humans, do not interfere. This situation requires the most advanced ad repair systems in the galaxy. Your primitive methods would only make things worse. Tom watched as the Star Unity's hull integrity dropped to 50%. The alien repair ship's advanced methods clearly weren't working. With respect, Tom replied firmly, we're coming to help. Those people need every option available. Beta 7's emergency repair shuttle launched minutes later. As they approached the Star Unity, they could see the situation was even worse up close. The ship's hull rippled with failing energy fields, and whole sections were going dark. Their AI is fighting itself, Mike said, studying his old scanner. Look at these patterns. Reminds me of something. Kate's eyes widened. The computer virus outbreak of 2024. Remember those old files we studied? The virus kept copying itself wrong, just like this eye. The alien repair ships continued their sophisticated attempts to repair the AI, but the corruption spread faster than they could fix it. The Star Unity's hull integrity dropped to 40%. We need to get aboard, Tom decided. Now. Their shuttle docked as pieces of the Star Unity's outer hull began breaking away. Inside, they found scared diplomats from 12 different species huddled in emergency shelters. The ship's corridors were dark, with only emergency lights providing dim illumination. Mike and Kate raced to the AI core, carrying basic tools and their old repair computers. The room was chaos. Holographic displays showed the AI's code tearing itself apart. Look, Kate pointed. The corruption is spreading in a pattern, just like those old viruses used to do. Mike pulled out a data drive. I have some ancient antivirus code from Earth's archives. If we adapt it, that is prehistoric technology. One of the alien repair chiefs protested, their voice sharp with disbelief. You'll destroy the AI completely. But Tom saw the look in his team's eyes, the same look they got every time they found a simple solution to an impossible problem. Do it, he ordered. As the alien repair teams watched in horror, Mike and Kate began their work. The Star Unity's hull integrity dropped to 30%. They had one chance to save hundreds of lives, and they would do it the human way, with old knowledge, simple tools, and the courage to try what others called impossible. Time was running out aboard the Star Unity. The ship's hull groaned as more systems failed, and the temperature dropped steadily in all sections. In the AI core room, Mike and Kate worked quickly while Tom kept the worried alien repair chiefs from interfering. Hull integrity at 25%. Jimmy's voice came through their comms. Whatever you're going to do it fast. Mike's fingers flew over his old repair computer's keyboard. Look at this pattern, he said, pointing to the corrupted AI code. It's exactly like the Jensen virus from 2024. The AI is stuck in a loop, making bad copies of itself. Kate connected their simple diagnostic tools to the ship's complex systems. The alien repair ships tried to fight the corruption directly, she said. But that just made the AI create bad copies faster. Because they tried to use force. Mike nodded. We need to be sneaky, just like the old virus hunters used to be. Tom watched as his team worked. The alien repair chiefs muttered among themselves, clearly doubting that such primitive methods could work. But Tom had seen his people pull off the impossible too many times to doubt them now. Found it, Kate exclaimed. The corruption started in the AI's learning center, the part that helps it grow and change. It's like an autoimmune disease. The AI is attacking itself. Mike pulled up the ancient antivirus code he brought. In 2024, they beat the Jensen virus by tricking it into fixing itself. Instead of fighting the bad copies, we can use them to make good ones. Kate finished. She was already adapting the old code to work with the alien eye. The ship shuddered violently. Warning lights flashed as another section of hull began to fail. Through the windows, they could see the alien repair ships still trying their advanced solutions, but nothing was working. 20% hull integrity, Jimmy reported, his voice tense. Life support failing in sections 3 through 7. Almost there, Mike said, his face covered in sweat despite the dropping temperature. Kate, ready with that bypass? Ready. She held up a simple circuit board, technology that would have been old 50 years ago on Earth. But sometimes the simple solutions worked best. Mike took a deep breath. Here goes nothing. He pressed the button to upload their modified antivirus code. For a moment, nothing happened. The AI's displays still showed chaos, and the ship groaned around them. The alien repair chief stepped forward, ready to stop this primitive attempt. Then something changed. The corrupted code began to shift. Instead of fighting the bad copies, the old antivirus code began using them. Each corrupted piece of the AI started fixing the pieces around it, just like white blood cells fighting an infection. It's working, Kate shouted. The temperature began to stabilize. Lights flickered back on throughout the ship. Hull integrity stabilizing at 18%, Jimmy reported. Life support systems coming back online. The alien repair chiefs crowded around the displays, their expressions showing disbelief as the ancient Earth code merged with their advanced AI. The corruption wasn't just stopping, it was being reversed. How? One of them asked. How did prehistoric antivirus code defeat something our best AI couldn't handle? Mike smiled as he watched the ship's systems return to normal. Sometimes old problems come back in new ways, and sometimes old solutions work best. The virus hunters from 2024 didn't have fancy AI or quantum computers, Kate added. They had to be clever. They learned to use the virus's strength against itself. Tom felt pride swell in his chest as he watched the Star Unity come back to life. The ship's eye was now stable, running better than ever thanks to the combination of ancient Earth wisdom and modern alien technology. Hull integrity holding steady, Jimmy reported. All systems returning to normal. You did it. The alien repair chiefs looked at the simple tools and old computer that had saved their most advanced AI. Perhaps, Tom thought, they were finally beginning to understand that progress wasn't always about having the newest technology. Sometimes, it was about remembering the lessons of the past. Tom had never seen anything like the Great Hall of the Galactic Council. The ceiling stretched so high it disappeared into darkness, and the walls shimmered with living light. Representatives from hundreds of species filled the curved rows of seats, their bodies ranging from crystalline to energy-based to organic. He stood at the speaker's platform, feeling small but proud. Mike and Kate sat behind him, along with other human repair crew members from stations across Earth's space. Captain Thomas Richards, the council leader, spoke, their voice echoing through the vast chamber. You stand before us to explain how human repair stations have achieved the impossible. Not once, but repeatedly. Tom cleared his throat. Thank you, council leader. The truth is simple. We don't think of problems as impossible. We just haven't found the solution yet." Murmurs spread through the gathered aliens. On a large screen behind Tom, images played of human repair teams fixing various alien ships. The crystal ship with its feedback problem, the plasma drive that needed natural balance, the Star Unity's eye crisis. "But your methods are unusual," another council member said. "You use basic tools, old technology, simple solutions. How can this work with our advanced systems?" Tom smiled. "Let me tell you about something that happened on Earth long ago. When humans first built flying machines, they crashed a lot. But each crash taught us something. We learned from every failure." He gestured to Mike and Kate. "We keep that old knowledge. We don't throw it away just because we have better technology now. Because sometimes an old solution fits a new problem perfectly." The screen showed Kate fixing a quantum engine with parts from an Earth car. Then Mike using ancient antivirus code to save the Star Unity. Simple solutions to complex problems. "Your automated repair stations are amazing," Tom continued. "They're perfect for standard problems. But when something unusual happens, when the standard solution doesn't work, you need human creativity." The council leader finished. "The ability to see connections others miss." "Exactly." Tom pointed to the screen, now showing his repair teams teaching their methods to alien engineers. "We don't just fix ships. We try to understand how everything works together. Sometimes the problem isn't where you expect it to be." The council chambers filled with discussion. Tom could see many representatives nodding, while others looked thoughtful. The success of human repair stations couldn't be denied. The council leader raised their hands for silence. "We have reviewed the evidence. In light of humanity's unique contributions to galactic engineering and repair, this council formally recognizes all Earth repair stations as centers of excellence for special cases." Applause filled the chamber. Tom felt his chest swell with pride. "Furthermore," the leader continued, "we request that humans establish a training program. Share your problem-solving methods with engineers from all species. Teach them to think creatively." As Tom left the council chamber later, Mike nudged his shoulder. "Centers of excellence, huh? Not bad for a bunch of humans using primitive tools." Kate laughed. "Did you see their faces when you mentioned learning from failures? Some of them looked shocked." "That's because they rely too much on perfect solutions," Tom said. "They forget that sometimes you need to try something different, something simple." A group of alien engineers approached them, their various forms showing excitement. "Captain Richards," one said, "we wish to learn your methods. Will you teach us?" Tom looked at his team, seeing the same pride in their eyes that he felt. Humanity had found its place in the galaxy, not by having the most advanced technology, but by remembering that sometimes the oldest lessons were the most valuable. "Of course we'll teach you," he said. Lesson 1. The simplest solution is often the best one. Now, who wants to learn how to fix a quantum drive with basic tools? The aliens gathered close, eager to learn. The galaxy was changing, one simple solution at a time. 6 months after the Galactic Council's recognition, Repair Station Beta 7 looked very different. The main repair bay, once filled with only human engineers, now buzzed with activity from dozens of species. Tom watched from his observation point as Mike taught a class of mixed human and alien students. "Remember," Mike said, holding up his trusted old scanner, "advanced tools are helpful, but understanding is better. Who can tell me why this ship's quantum core is vibrating?" A crystal being raised their transparent hand. "The automated diagnosis says it's a power regulation failure." "That's what the computer thinks." Mike nodded. "But what do your eyes tell you? What do you feel when you put your hand near the core?" A human student stepped forward, placing her hand close to the core. "There's a rhythm to it. Like a heartbeat that's not quite right." "Exactly." Mike smiled. "The computer sees numbers. We need to see patterns, feel the problem." Tom smiled, remembering how different things had been just months ago. Now, every repair station around Earth had become a teaching center, where the galaxy's best engineers came to learn the human way of fixing things. Kate walked up beside him, wiping grease from her hands. "Just finished teaching the advanced class," she said. "You should have seen it. Had them fix a plasma drive using parts from an old Earth bicycle." "Did it work?" Tom asked, already knowing the answer. "Better than new." The alien engineers couldn't believe it at first. But that's the point, getting them to think differently. Below them, the repair bay doors opened as a new ship arrived. Its design was unlike anything they'd seen before. A combination of living tissue and mechanical parts. Emergency lights pulsed along its strange hull. "New challenge?" Kate asked, eyes lighting up. "The best kind," Tom replied. "The ship's captain says it's an experimental design. No one else can figure out what's wrong with it." They watched as Mike turned to his class. "All right, everyone. This is what we've been training for. Real problem. No manual. No previous examples. What's our first step?" "Observation." The students called out together, both human and alien voices joining as one. The class moved toward the new ship, carrying basic tools alongside advanced scanning equipment. Tom saw how naturally they worked together now. Humans teaching aliens to trust their instincts, aliens helping humans understand advanced technology, each learning from the other. "Remember what makes humans special," Mike told his students as they began their inspection. "We don't just follow procedures. We learn from every success, every failure. We keep the old knowledge while learning new things." Tom walked down to join them, Kate at his side. The ship's captain, a being that seemed to be made of living metal and organic parts, watched nervously as the mixed team examined their vessel. "Don't worry," Tom told them. "There's no such thing as an impossible repair, just problems we haven't solved yet." He watched with pride as human and alien students worked together, combining simple tools with advanced technology, old wisdom with new knowledge, each bringing their own strengths to the challenge. "This is what we were meant to do," Kate said softly. "Not just fixing ships, but teaching others to think differently, to see problems in new ways." Tom nodded. In just 6 months, humanity had changed how the galaxy approached engineering. Not by having the most advanced technology, but by showing that sometimes the best solutions came from keeping things simple, learning from the past, and never being afraid to try something new. "All right," Mike called out to his class. "What do you see? What does the ship tell you? Remember, use all your tools, but trust your instincts too. That's the human way." As the students began sharing their observations, Tom saw the future unfolding before him. A galaxy where advanced technology and simple solutions work together, where old wisdom and new ideas combine to solve any challenge. The impossible had become possible, one repair at a time.